pour me up a double shot of whiskey.
Before Shaboozey was being played in pubs, bars, and taverns. Before a bar song Tipsy was being played 16 times every time I saw my friends.
That sounds crazy, no.
Before being on Beyonce's 8th studio album, who was Collins Obinna Chibueze. Born in Virginia, his stage name is derived from mispronunciations of his surname Chibueze, meaning God is King in Igbo. Collins refers to his earliest musical memory as watching Cash Money Records' music videos on 106 and Park, a countdown music video show we used to have in the US. As a kid, I was amazed by watching Juvenile and Lil Wayne videos. I felt like they transported me into their world. I fell in love with music videos after that.
Not too many of us were always welcoming.
In Virginia, Shaboozey has always felt that he could pursue whatever he wanted, knowing that people would accept him. He understood that he would never be forced into a box because Virginia is so eclectic. Speaking about his father to WGLN, he said he washed dishes at Roy Rogers and did a lot of worked on cars and just did as many odd jobs as he could just to get himself through college in Texas. He takes pride in hard work. You can do it if you work hard. So I think those kind of just those morals and just those teachings kind of stuck with me throughout my entire life.
Kind of represents a lot of things.
Not only does he listen to, traditional Nigerian music, but he was playing me people like Kenny Rogers and Willie Nelson and showing me all this stuff. It's definitely something that he listened to and kind of would show me from time to time. It's not just country musicians who inspired him either. The cultural icons from Virginia are hugely inspirational to him, including Pharrell, Missy Elliott, and Timbaland, all of whom are artistic innovators and ultra creative.
Every time you see on the flip side of what really goes on behind the scenes.
More recently, Kali Uchis, who has always done her own thing, has started pulling fashion inspiration from 50s and 60s American doo-wop and soul. And that's the thing. There are no two artists from Virginia who are alike. Individuality is championed there, making Virginia a breeding ground for world builders, and building worlds isn't a new concept for Shaboozey either. Storytelling was actually Shaboozey's first love. He originally thought he would be a novelist. He began by writing scripts and a treatment for a musical, and throughout that time, he was making videos and short films. He believes that whole universes can be created in our minds, ones that an audience can see themselves inhabiting. That's what he aims for with his visuals. His goal is to have fans who love film appreciate his visual output and see the value and thought that goes into storytelling on a cinematic level, which leads us to his first single. Shaboozey is a storyteller at heart. The Virginia-born artist was always drawn to fantasy as a child and would often find himself yearning to build his own parallel reality. He now writes lyrics, narrative, visual treatments for movies and videos, and of course music to fulfill his urge to world build, frequently fusing his love for art and discipline to produce multi-sensory works. Lady Wrangler, Shaboozey's 2018 first album, for instance, came with 4 half-minute vignettes. Since then, Shaboozey has become even more adept at fusing audio and visual elements. In 2022, he released self-directed music videos for the songs Rodeo World Champion, Tall Boy, and Beverly Hills, which are taken from his sophomore album Cowboys Live Forever, Outlaws Never Die. And this leads us to think, what was his first song like? So in 2014, Shaboozey released his first single, Jeff Gordon. The song is extremely different from what he makes now, going for a more hip-hop style with no country twinge or any sign of his enchanting vocals. Though it doesn't have his country stylings, it was a huge hit with his fans on SoundCloud. The song held the same vibe as 2014 classics like OG Mako's You Guessed It, and fans now are surprised they didn't hear it before. In an interview with Colors, Shaboozey spoke about his album Vegas, saying the album has a road trip vibe. It's like a spectator taking in all that they're seeing on the road. My main message is where I've been isn't where I'm going. It's about getting to your destination and looking forward to new horizons. And that statement really couldn't be truer with that first song and his latest projects. Shaboozey sees the change first and foremost, even his friends. He said, music needs to change, and it needs to progress into different things. So, when you see my name and you see me, you're like, you're kind of confused. You're a little bit like, and I think the confusion and the mystique and just how interesting it is what draws people to it. You got this guy named Shaboozey with the hair, and he's tall, and he's dark-skinned, and he's got this style and this like swag about him. Like, it's something that you can't really escape, especially now with this bar song. You know, I have friends that call me all the time and they're like, man, or friends from childhood or whatever, they're like, man, you're everywhere. I mean, I can't stop seeing you. But country music doesn't come without its shortfalls. Country sometimes overdoes the sad themes, and that doesn't exclude Shaboozey. His song My Fault was, in a quote from Rolling Stone, verging on modern careerist self-parody. Shaboozey mentions in the song that all his friends have careers and his career might be over if he doesn't sell his soul for a viral moment. Some people think he's talking about his biggest song in those lines and actually regretting all of the popularity he gained from it, as it now sets an expectation moving forward. His own take on the classic infidelity ballad Annabelle is the best illustration of his aspirational aims. Here he admits he's looking for revenge and accuses a woman of philandering. Its most memorable line is a country rap rendition of Stevie Nicks' Silver Springs chorus. Now that we speak less, you filled with regret, and you drink till I'm no longer stuck in your head. Despite its melancholy tone, the song is an absolute country hit. It's depressing, yet it's also encouraging. Nothing is keeping the country's traditions alive if that's not the case. It's easy to say Shaboozey is just getting started, and with a bar song Tipsy reaching over 34 million views, it's clear that he's got potential. What do you guys think of his story? Let us know in the comments below, and while you're down there, why don't you tell us who to cover next? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.